Hi, Charlotte. I'm good. How are you?
I'm really well, thank you. It's a Monday, innit?
Tough weekend.
Well, it was okay. How was your weekend? What have you been up to?
It was pretty intense. So I'm on my university cheerleading team, and we have a competition coming up. So I was training on Saturday and Sunday, and now muscles are just my whole body just aches.
Are you in constant spasm?
Yeah, everything is just aching. But how about you? How was your weekend?
I think it was less intense than that, but I did do a 26-kilometer hike.
Excuse me? How is that?
Well,
just
it's
casually
less
drop
intense.
that.
Well, it's less intense in terms of timing, right? My heart rate's not going to be up as much, but then it's longer. In terms of the exercise I did.
Wow. 26 kilometers?
Yeah, so my legs were quite tired on Saturday.
Oh my God.
So I had to do some yoga this morning to kind of stretch out because I was all stiff.
Wow. So you seem very active, Charlotte. Would you consider yourself an active person?
Oh, what a great question for this podcast, Hedy.
Smooth, very smooth.
We are talking about working out. I know. It's like you're a professional or something. So you know what? I am not naturally that active. I think there's a sort of different motivator for me. So when I was in high school and I was a teenager, I always considered myself a bit of a couch potato, a bit of a homebody. I was a big bookworm. I loved reading. I didn't like sports. I hated organised sports.
Wow.
And team sports. So all of this made me feel I don't like sporty active things. And then I went to Canada and I got really into hiking outside, and I realised that I love being outdoors. So then I got really into active stuff, but it was all kind of in the context of being outside, going canoeing, going climbing, going skiing.
Yeah.
And now I really love it, and also got into running in my early 20s for that reason. I hate running on a treadmill, but I love running trails or running to a destination.
Yeah. So I feel I used to be quite into running too when I was younger. I used to do cross country running, but for me, I feel I've always been kind of a naturally active person. Although my parents would probably disagree when they see me on my bed watching Netflix. But as in I started doing ballet when I was 3 years old. So I started very young being active. So I did dance a lot. Then I did athletics and cross country running. And I think dance was the main thing that was keeping me very active. And then when I got to university, I was trying to find something that, I was trying new things, and that's when I really got into cheerleading. And so now I just love it because it's just, I don't know, I just love, I love exercise. I just love, the endorphin rush and just feeling good. I know, before you have to kind of psych yourself up to work out, but then afterwards, it's just the feeling you get. Oh, I love it so much. But
no, that's 100% it. It's that's the thing I realised. So before, exercise was always just some unpleasant thing that you put yourself through. And I didn't enjoy the process, so I didn't really get it. And then I worked out from running that, it was so good for me mentally.
Yeah.
It really helped my mental health. And when I was, at university and I was, spending all day, studying at the library or trying to bang out an essay, I worked out that if I took a run break, halfway through when I was lagging, and I did a half an hour 5k, got all my blood rushing and then endorphins going, I would come back and I would be I would have reset myself and I would have all this energy to focus again.
That's really good. Yeah. So I think I love that, but for me, I think when it comes to working out, I need the external motivators, because I can't tell myself, okay, I'm gonna go run now. So that's why I often sign up for classes. So I think with cheerleading, obviously because I'm on the team, there's like set practice time, so I have to go. But then I also do HIIT classes. I don't know if you've heard about HIIT, so high intensity interval training. And because I remember like when I was younger, I used to think, oh, why do people go to the gym for fun? Like I was active, but I was like, why do people do this for fun? And then I started taking the HIIT classes and I was like, wow, this feels amazing. Like when they've got like the music going and it's like, you know, getting you pumped up, and love it. And yeah, but for me,
Okay.
I need that timetable. I need there to be a class. I need to be like held accountable, if that makes sense.
No, it 100% does. And it's really interesting because I get that, but I'm also kind of the opposite. Like if I need to be able to do it on my own terms. And if I have like things that I have to go out of the house for, and I have to travel to, that's a big detractor. Like it will kind of demotivate me and I'm more likely to fail. And one of the things I've learned about myself in terms of keeping active is to maximize my the chance of success for myself. And the way you do that is by knowing yourself and therefore like setting goals that you know are achievable. So like I don't make myself go to the gym because I know I just won't. And I don't make myself run in the morning, for example, because the last thing I want to do in the morning is roll out of bed and like go outside into the cold and run through a muddy field. But I do make myself do yoga in the morning because a nice yoga routine listening to a podcast is actually like much more like it's something that I'm much more likely to want to do.
Yeah.
And I only make myself do yoga in the morning on weekdays because I have to get up early anyway. So it's like just part of the work routine. And then at weekends, I give myself a break, basically.
Yeah.
So, and then with running, it's like the same. I only do that in the afternoon, not the morning, because I'm more likely to do it in the afternoon. And I don't make myself do it on weekends.
That's such a good idea. Yeah, like really knowing yourself and being like, okay, like you have to look at yourself like, look, Charlotte, you're not going to wake up and go running. Like it's just not going to happen. You have to be real with yourself. But
yeah, like, are you really going to go on a 2-hour run every day for the week? If you're not, then possibly that's not a goal that you should make.
Yeah, that's so true. But also, you mentioned that you do yoga. So how do you feel in terms of kind of like lower intensity versus like higher intensity exercise?
Yeah, I think that I just naturally want to do both and like balance it out. And I guess it's no accident that I want to do the lower intensity in the morning.
Yeah.
And then the higher intensity later. And the lower intensity I can do more often. And the higher intensity I like to like have rest days from. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, do you do any low intensity stuff? It sounds all quite high intensity.
Yeah, so see that's the thing. I think because cheerleading, especially, it's like so much cardio because you're on the mat for like 2.5 minutes and it's like intense. Like you feel like you can't breathe. Like it's so intense, especially like on during a competition. Like the lights are on you, the pressure is on. But that's why I started HIIT classes to try and like get up my cardio. But before that, so obviously I did ballet for so long and like dance. I also really loved Pilates, which I still do sometimes, and yoga I've started recently too. I feel like it can just kind of, you know, bring you down a bit and just, you know, I just love like, yeah, Pilates is like big fan.
It's a nice balancing activity, just to recenter yourself.
Yeah.
Definitely. And like, again, like it's a nice meditative thing. Like it can be really nice for you mentally just to give yourself some space and kind of quiet time almost.
Yeah.
But also it sounds like for you with cheerleading, active stuff is kind of social as well. Right?
Yes. Cheerleading is basically my social life. Like my whole life is just study, work, cheer. And so without cheer, I would be like a hermit, I think. So it's like it's great because it's like a team sport, so you like have to talk to people and you meet people and you hang out with people. And yeah, that's why, because I never used to be into kind of team sports. Like I think that's why I like Pilates and yoga, because it's like your own thing. But but also it's nice having like people there to kind of cheer you on, and also working as a team and as a unit. But yeah, what about you? Do you use exercise as like a social outlet too?
Yeah, like I like hiking with people. I like planning sort of outdoorsy stuff with people, and I like bouldering and climbing.
Oh, that's really popular nowadays,
people.
bouldering. I hear about that a lot.
Yeah, and that's very social, because even though you do the climb by yourself, it's just a very friendly kind of activity.
Yeah.
Lots of people who do it will they'll sort of help each other out on working out the climb and things like that. So that's definitely my social thing, like that I'll actually go out of the house for, and I'll go to the bouldering centre, and I'll try and like chat to people, and that's a nice like social thing too.
Oh,
yeah.
I feel like that's a really like positive note to end on. So
yeah, and what are you doing? Anything active then? What's your workout routine looking like today?
Oh god,
it's actually a run day for me.
Oh
so
really?
I will be running.
Oh, actually for me this is like a rest day, and I was also going to try and book like a cupping and acupuncture session, because I have the competition coming up and everything just feels so tense, and I've like strained some of my muscles. But
well, self-care is an important part of your workout routine.
yes,
so I think that's great.
Yes, exactly. So it was great talking to you, Charlotte. Have fun on your run, and speak to you next time.
Yeah, see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.